Hello to you individually. Let's start this video. Conservatives and liberals.
I identify as a liberal because I was raised by a super strong feminist mother, and I believe in equal rights for all human beings.
By definition, I'm a conservative because I voted for Donald Trump.
The liberal policies are more humanistic, inclusive, and less restrictive.
I believe that my conservative values align most with my morals.
All of my conservatives over there and all of my liberals over here. Statement is, I am nervous about what is going to happen today.
Interesting. Only Trump guys not nervous.
I think they're really sensitive to a lot of people, and a lot of people feel very strongly, and a lot of feelings get hurt, and we see that in society and stuff like that. So that's why I'm nervous.
I'm nervous because, we're reforming relationships, talking, getting to know each other outside. Just now, is it all gonna change? Let's hope not.
I believe that if you don't vote, you shouldn't complain.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I personally think that in my opinion, it's your civic duty to vote.
Yep, exactly.
And I don't see why you can complain if you didn't take the initiative to go out and let your voice be heard.
And that's what it is people should be going out and making their voices heard, and that should be just general, what we do, because that's what we are supposed to do.
You know what? I think I will agree with this prompt because it depends on the reason you're not voting. But I think most people who are determined not to vote will do so for reasons of rebellion, more or less. And that doesn't work. Maybe you don't like the system that you're in. Maybe you don't like your candidates. But the system is what it is. So you can either leave and go to a country with better politicians, which if you're living in the United States, good luck with that. Yes, I just said that. But also, it hurts everyone, including yourself, to subtly destroy the system that you're in by not partaking in the democratic process. It's like the system can be bad, and it can have all the flaws that you would love to talk about, its shortcomings and all of that. But it is still better to follow a flawed system than no system, unless that system is fascist or whatever. Then you can actively work against it, and that's fine. And I think the problem now, which you may already be typing in the comments, if not literally, then mentally, is to say, well, but the United States is already a fascist system. If that's what you think, you don't know anything about anything. And I don't also like to be focusing on the United States, but that's where Jubilee is from. If you've got any other recommendations of shows from other places or stuff similar to this that is from other sources, let me know. If there's any Namibian stuff about this, let me know as well. Until then, this is what we've got. Let's continue.
As opposed to, oh, if somebody else will take care of it. Oh, it's not my problem. Oh, I don't know.
Disagreeers, come join us, please.
Most of the people I know that didn't vote kind of non-voted their conscience. And yet, I think that everyone should still have a say and a right to be participating, and I wouldn't want to just silence someone
But then they
because
should be
didn't vote.
participating. That's the issue, is they aren't participating.
Did they not see any
knows?
value in the local elections at all?
Yeah,
are you
there's a lot of things
silencing?
other than that's one vote
So,
out of probably 40
your
people.
friends, did they go, look, I saw no value in any local election at all? Zero. Nothing. I
But
don't care about any local election. I
You
don't
guys
get it.
do realize a lot of the people being affected by Trump are people who can't even vote. So if they're complaining, I'm like, go ahead, complain. You've been here since you were 5 months old. You still can't vote. Are you going to tell those people they don't have a right to complain?
I think those people have a right to complain. However, my beliefs and my thoughts are pointed towards people who are have all of the rights and the ability to register to vote or to vote in.
Yeah, he's right. That's a non-point. We're talking about making the choice to not vote. As for whether illegal immigrants, yes, I use that phrase because they are immigrant and they are doing so illegally. I was technically an illegal immigrant at one point. Um, I don't think they should have the right to vote. It's like if if you have a squatter in your house, they don't get to vote for what meals you buy for them to eat because you don't want them there in the first place. I don't know. I'm sure my liberal friends, and I am still a liberal, I'm sure my liberal friends will have a lot to say about this, but like, go ahead. I am very curious about what the counter argument to that is. Let's continue.
No,
like
no,
people
yes,
are
I
actively
agree
becoming whatever
with
they
what
want.
you guys, your premise, that if you can vote, vote. People who cannot vote, they don't have that right.
That's true.
So that's why I disagree.
How could that's nothing to do with the question? Why are you stupid?
Not gonna lie, I didn't vote.
Oh.
So all y'all in the comments, you guys can put it in there now.
I think Donald Trump is doing the best job that he can.
I had to think about that.
I will say technically yes, but only because I don't believe in free will.
He wasn't my personal favorite. I don't agree with a lot of the ways he conducted himself in his presidential campaign. But I think if we look at him versus look at him from before he was elected president, he's a very, very different person. We're not in World War III, so and if we look at our country, we still have the same freedoms. We can still talk about him. We can still not like
That's a very low bar. Like you could. Okay.
him. We can still all these things and think that he could be doing a worse job than he's doing right now. It could be much worse.
It could be much worse is not the same thing as he's doing the best he can. Like getting getting a D on a test is not good because it's not an E.
I think he's doing the worst job that he possibly could.
My thing is, it's like, when did it be okay for him to be the least common denominator? When was it okay for our president, the leader of this country, to be, oh, well, he was not as bad as he could be?
Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't vote for Donald Trump, but on January 20th, I said, you know what, I hope he does the best job. Just like I did President Obama did,
You
I
had
said, I
to.
hope he does, because I have to put my faith in the office of the president. Regardless of who
Right.
holds it, whoever that is, they deserve my respect.
The only reason I voted for him, or the primary reason, was because Ben Carson came out and supported him. That's how a conservative would behave. He's not going to be swearing. He's not going to go through divorces. He's not going to be on the news saying stupid things. That is what a conservative person would look like to me, not like Donald Trump.
Back we go.
Conservatives, this is pretty much a well-known fact at this point. Conservatives will stick together after they like if something is decided, they do that. Liberals, again, like myself, are the generally the ones who keep complaining and saying, you're trying to do things that I don't like, so you shouldn't be in office. Like, no, the person's in office. Like, the problem, the frustration I have with with many liberals slash lefties is that you guys, and you are one most likely if you're watching this video, you guys create the best possible circumstance for everybody as the standard by which you judge things. I think liberals generally believe that like politicians have magic powers. Things are not easy. And if you've worked in an institution of any size, you kind of know this. Like, and you should know this. You should know better. That's why we have terms like institutional racism, institutional a number of other things. Even if everybody in the institution is acting in the best possible way, there can still be problems because running a country, uh, of all things, let alone running a country is complicated. Is the point? And you guys act like just somebody can snap their fingers and instantly change a law to whatever you like. And okay, this is getting off the rails.
Promise. I think people of the opposite party are either misinformed or simply do not know better.
Okay. A lot of hesitation. Okay.
I just think that people don't know. You get different experiences, so you're going to learn differently. You're going to see things through different lenses in
I
today's
feel
society.
like there's misinformation on a lot of the conservative side. You guys have InfoWars. You guys have things that are blatantly saying Sandy Hook was fake, that the hurricanes are to populate climate change, like that we have an agenda, as in, like, there's another reason for us besides saving humanity to try and do something about what we're causing.
It just comes back to, what do you believe to be true and why? I think sometimes when I've had interactions with people that disagree, there's so much emotion attached to it, and it's hard.
Hey everyone, that was an
Hello.
interesting conversation.
I'm glad you don't think we're misinformed. I appreciate
Well,
it.
I think it's interesting because like I was listening to Jen when you were talking about the kind of things that you feel that conservatives disagree upon or think about, and I think you're discussing a radical sect of conservatism,
Which
and
is what is promoted.
is not, but that is not what most people are relating to. If you went out and
But you're associating yourself with those values, so you.
No, no, no. You're being dumb, liberal lady. Just because I'm on the left of the political spectrum does not mean I'm associating myself with Mao Zedong. Okay, that's the equivalent point as saying just because you're on the right, you're associating yourself with Alex Jones. What is this guilt by association? Can you people please stop doing this guilt by association thing? For all the what's the word I'm looking for? For all the crying about every person is an individual and your individual beliefs matter and your opinion is valid and your beliefs are valid and all of that. But as soon as somebody is unlike you with regard to their social, economic, political beliefs, then they just become like all those other people. It doesn't matter how far in the spectrum they are. Like if they maybe have doubts about climate change, then they're the same as Alex Jones. Just stop doing this. Just stop. Just stop it.
what way are
Yourself
we
on that
associating with
side.
those values?
That it's there. You have the white supremacists who are like, we're Christian. You have the. I mean,
But
you know
unfortunately,
what I
that's
mean?
not what
Like,
most people agree with. If you were to
I mean,
do
the same
support
thing
white
with
supremacy,
Muslims. The same thing with. I mean, most of those
Here-
people are great.
my biggest problem right now is that each party is painted with one broad stroke of everybody falls under 10 things.
Jim-
And I think
Jim-
making
Jim-
But
sure.
the challenge, at least the reason I didn't come in, because I don't think the other side is misinformed, but I think we're informed differently.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Social media allows you to interact with people that are very, very different. If you guys friend me on Facebook, you'll see I'm friends with more people that disagree with me than agree with me. I don't care what you believe. I'm really, really, really interested in like 8 whys. Like I believe this. Well, why? I believe this. Why? Why? And that's something that only happens when you develop a friendship or a lot of interaction.
I am proud to be an American.
Okay. Based.
I had to think about that a little bit. It's like, you might love your child, but not be happy with how they're acting right now. And I see things that upset
And
me.
I will, you know what? I might not even, regardless of which country this is about, because I can say I'm from several places. Uh, Generally, national pride isn't something to be proud of because you didn't choose it. Um, but I think I will extend an olive branch to all the panelists and say, okay, that's not really what is meant by the question. Um, there is such a thing. There are such things as American values, liberal values, Western values, etc. And I think those are values that should be that it's okay to be proud of. Liberalism is basically invented by the United States in its foundation. Um, it's fine to be proud of that, or it's fine to be proud of aligning with those values because that is a choice. So, yeah.
Embarrass me about how we are. And yet, our possibilities, the way we respond to people all over the world, our kind of our values, I'm still proud, but not maybe as proud as I used to be.
There's a lot of freedom in what you can say, and I think there's a lot of power in that, because I know a lot of people in other countries, if they say anything about their government, like they'll disappear the next day. And I get to not only voice my opinion, but also live it, being able to do.
Yeah, stuff like this gets kind of mentioned and then forgotten in the next sentence, which as is happening now. But yeah, this happens. Okay, it happened when I was a kid in Bulgaria. I heard I was a kid. I wasn't thoroughly involved in all the details, but you know, I heard my family, my grandparents, my parents talk about people who just and it's always somebody who was vocal about their opinions, as I am now, regarding things like the government, economics, etc. And one day they're just not there. It's happened in Namibia too, in case you didn't know. A lot of people, I don't know about a lot, but even one, I think, is too much. A lot of people get disappeared. A lot of people get Jeffrey Epstein. And the reason why that was a massive story is because it doesn't happen. Of course, there's a lot of other interesting things about that story, but these are things we take for granted. And I really think there's a word, there's a phrase. I'll look this up and maybe I'll put it up on the screen. There's a phrase that means the only reason you can say what you're saying is because of its untruth. So to declare that you cannot speak requires you to speak. Therefore, by speaking, you are proving yourself wrong. This is something that we commit all the time through things that we take for granted. And I say we because I used to be somebody like this, and I would like to think that I've outgrown that. Uh, Sadly, a lot of people my age still haven't done that, regardless of where they stand in the political spectrum, compass, whatever.
Whatever you want to do, make who you want out of yourself. I think that's something awesome.
I was surprised by someone's response today.
I thought the idea
Yeah.
of how this was going to be, that there would be more polarized, more agreement, and I see it more centrist.
They
I
didn't
think
pick
most
Trump.
people do
They
agree.
didn't pick Trump voters. That's why.
But I don't think Trump voters represent all conservatives or all Republicans.
No, but they're a big population, though.
But I think today I was pleasantly surprised at everyone, because I think that centrist message, or maybe that I agree with you, but I also hold my beliefs and I respect that. I think that's something that we need. Like, it should be happening more and more, because I think there's so many conversations where I can't believe this crazy person I talked to. They think this. No, we disagree, but that's okay.
I didn't expect to to be super argumentative or, you know, we have to be uncivil about things because, you know, people are going to think differently. And if you can think for yourself and think about the position you're in, it's very hard to argue with somebody. And it's very, 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 very hard to really dislike somebody just because they believe something else.
But I was happy to hear all of us kind of be on the same level, really, as far as social issues. Like, I mean, as far as being people, as opposed to like, this is my side, and this is what I'm right, and blah, you know, and that's much better. I was pleasantly surprised. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You too. I'm gonna Facebook. I'm gonna
Right.
friend you.
You guys on Facebook
Yeah,
me.
we'll Facebook everybody.
Because you see the name. I'm a little.
You're like, let's just go around the back. He's got it.
Okay, that's the end of the video, guys. No more commentary from me. Take care of yourselves and each other.